if there is a beginning of everything that we know, there has to be something that is greater than everything that we know and greater than whatever that we think we know. And that for me is God. So I believe free will is given to us. And he says, you know what? A lot of people won't find the narrow road. Most people choose to walk the wide road because it's easier and it's more self-filled. It's what I want. I want to become rich because I want to stand on people and stand on my haters. But you see, when it comes to the things of God, you need to understand God blesses you because he wants you to bless other people. God. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, karibu sana. If you're not, of course, nakupenda sana. Thank you so much for being family. And Kamake, of course, it's all about, growing together, learning together, and having real conversations. So welcome to my channel. Please remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. But yes, so today I just wanted to talk about the free will, which we have been given. I feel like it's something which has been standing out for me lately. And this is in regards to everything that is happening in my life. Because, it's one thing to understand that you don't have to follow Christ. It is not a must. It is not by force. But he gives you a choice. And he tells you, if you follow me, ABCD is going to happen. And if you don't follow me, XYZ is going to happen. And one thing that caught my attention is the idea that God is a very merciful and gracious God. Like his love never changes. How he feels about us never changes. How he thinks about us never changes. And for all of us, he has like a plan, a specific path, a specific thing he placed and planned for us even before we were born. So that's the God that I serve. I can't put him in logic and I can't comprehend everything about him, because I think if he was someone that I could comprehend everything about him, I don't think he will be an omniscient God or an almighty God. So talking of free will, even for me, as I've been on a journey with Christ, there are days which I wake up and I'm like, do you really have to follow Jesus Christ? And that is when I feel like all sorts of emotions, because life is happening and all of that. But then at the same time, I do understand out of Christ, I'm nothing. So far, Christ has brought me to this particular point in this season. And without him, I'd be nothing. There's nothing about me that really matters outside of Christ. And I don't know whether that's just for me or for some of you feel the same way. But for me, he's been very graceful and he's been very gracious towards me. He's been very merciful. That's what I can see. And the fact that we were given free will and the idea that, Christ died for us. Jesus Christ was sinless. He's never sinned in any way. But us as men, we sin 24/7 from our thoughts, our eyes, from everything we do. Like in a day, we can't finish a day without sinning. But you see, for someone like Christ, he's never sinned his whole life. And he had to die for my sins. Because if he didn't die, even the thought of just thinking something bad about someone would have straight taken me to hell without giving me an opportunity to repent and be better. So I was thinking about the idea of free will. How we are told, yes, life is going to happen to you. Yes, life is not always going to be easy, because at the end of the day, this is the domain. The earth is of the Lord, but it's a domain for the devil. It's been given until the end of times, until when Jesus comes back. So I was thinking of it in terms of how much we tend to ask God, why is there evil in the world? Why are people bad? Why is there suffering? Without realizing, God gives everyone a free choice to make. He gives you free will. Meaning even the people who cause all of these ills of the world, the suffering, the wars, the pandemics, people are sitting somewhere, they plan something because they want to capitalize on it. And they just want to, end life because we are apparently too many in the world. It's so interesting that all of these people, they were given free will, but they chose to do evil with the free will. But the understanding that when Christ comes back, everyone is going to pay and answer for what they did with the free will they were given. So as much as right now we feel like we suffer, thank God we don't get to live to 150 years. So the only suffering you can give to someone, it will be, let's say in 100 years, if it goes sana 120. Haitaipita hapo until Jesus Christ comes. So when you compare 120 years, tuseme max tops, 120 years and eternity, you come to realize surviving this period, you'd rather survive and you just rather be on the right side of things, because eternity is too long. Eternity is 1,000 times 1,000 times 1,000 times 1,000. Hivyo zikisonga aishi. Eternity is forever and ever and ever. So I started thinking about it in that way, and I was like, you know what? Life won't always be fair. People are going to be selfish. People are going to be greedy. People are going to be very self-centered. People will want to gain all their attention. People will want to be at the top, and to walk on top of people like, who are you? Don't you know I am? But in the end, none of this will matter. In the end, there will be no rich and no poor. There will be no slave and no free. There will be no sickness. There will be no, the way you see, like you take someone to hospital, then the doctor is like, you have to give money so that you're treated. And it's an emergency. That person can die. Like there's no value of life when it comes to money. But still at the same time, you come to understand you can't serve God and serve what? Money at the same time. So if money is what matters to you, in the end, you'll be judged according to how and what you valued the most and what you stood for and what you believed in. And like I said, he gives us free will. Even for me, it wasn't a must for me to pursue Christ, but it's because I've pursued the world and it got me nowhere. I've pursued the fame, the hype, the trends of the world, and I came to realize all of it is vanity upon vanity, meaningless. It's like chasing after the wind. We will never catch the wind. No one has ever caught the wind. And you don't know where the wind comes from and where it goes, but the wind is there. It's like even clouds. We don't know where they come from and where they go, but they're just there. Even the way we just rotate as the earth, scientifically, maybe we know 1, 2, 3 things because I don't know the axis and all of that. But at the end of the day, the sun remains to be the sun and the moon remains to be the moon. So if there is a beginning of everything that we know, there has to be something that is greater than everything that we know and greater than whatever that we think we know. And that for me is God. So I believe free will is given to us. And he says, you know what? A lot of people won't find the narrow road. Most people choose to walk the wide road because it's easier and it's more self-filled. It's what I want. I want to become rich because I want to stunt on people and stunt on my haters. But you see, when it comes to the things of God, you need to understand God blesses you because he wants you to bless other people. God gives to you because he wants you to give it to other people. So as much as people are like, the blessing is for me and my lineage and my family, God is blessing you so that you can help those who do not have. And I really hope we don't get to that time where some people will be like Lazarus and the rich man. That the rich man was asking for a drop of water. And he was told, in the world you enjoyed all the nice things, all the expensive things, the good things, all of it. But right now, the one who gets to enjoy everything for eternity, it's the one who you thought he was least among everyone else. So tables do turn, and I just hope tables don't turn too late for any of us. And at the same time, like I say, no one knows when they are going to die. No one knows when it's their eat day. We always wake up and we hope to go to bed, and no one knows how they're going to die. So the day, you just never know. You just don't know how much time you have. So I hope that people get to choose, and when they think about the free will, they get to choose free will and they get to choose the right thing, understanding that there's life after this life. There's something after this one. And regardless of what people do because of selfish ambition and just because they want to make money and all of that, to also realize when you die, you don't take nothing with you. When you die, the next time your eyes will be open. It's when your soul will be judged. It's either you're going to heaven, to hell. The book will be opened and they'll be like, you had money, okay. Because it's one thing to think you can do evil to people and be a bad person, and you think that when you're giving to charity, that covers for the kind of a person that you are. But the things of God don't work like that. It's either you're all in, you are all for God, you're following the things of God, but you can't bribe God. It's like we try to bribe God most of the time. This should be a very interesting topic, but we'll talk about that topic another day, how we tend to try to bribe God. But yes, we've been given, it's free will. It's free will. No one is forced. No one will ever put a gun on your head and tell you to follow Christ. But we've seen people who guns have been put on their heads, and they have been told to deny and reject Christ, and to deny their faith, and to start to just live faith. Others, they'll be killed, and others have been killed. We've seen martyrs. So I do hope we get to choose the right thing when it comes to free will. But at the same time, do understand, you'll never understand the fullness of God if you're walking outside that which is of God. So you have to be very close to God for you to be able to understand what God is saying and what He plans for you and intends for you. So God bless y'all. Shalom. See you in the next video.